Here we go. Hi guys, welcome to the Kolamide podcast. This is my first official episode for this podcast. Yes, I'm going to go the cliche way. I've always wanted to do this. I always thought I would start, but I got confused, didn't know how to start, what to do, and blah, 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 blah. All these things you guys must have heard in a podcast intro. Anyway, a bit about me. I am Kolamide Emmanuel, but you can call me Kolamide. And this is my first official episode of the podcast. Before I dive into what the pod is really about, I feel like I need to talk, about myself a little. Anyway, I am Nigerian. I am from Lagos State in Nigeria, and I've lived pretty much all my life in Nigeria, in Lagos as well. People ask, are you sure you're really from Lagos? Yes, I'm from Lagos. I wouldn't lie about that. My birthday is on the 9th of April. I am a big football fan. I love music, and in as much as I think I should go out much, I don't really like to go out as much. I stay indoors a lot. I like to eat junk food, and let me see what else. I like breasts over bum. Yeah, I'm a breast guy. Anyway, moving on. The Kolamide podcast is just pretty much me talking about issues or topics that I think are worthy to speak on, but it would mostly be centered around stuff that happens on Twitter, Nigerian Twitter. For the longest time, I didn't know what niche to carve out for myself, but I guess I settled for this one because it came easiest to me. I'm always on Twitter anyway, and stuff happen on there. I feel like I should contribute. I mean, I tweet, but is it enough? Is it enough to just tweet? So I decided to start this. So anything inclusive, that happens on Twitter, the dirty stuff that happens in the DMs, the gist that's going around, football Twitter. Told you guys, huge football fan, and anything and everything that's worth talking about. So just before I go on, I think I should mention that there's going to be a bit of cussing, not a bit, probably a lot of cussing on this pod. So if you're not the type to listen to stuff like that, maybe now is the time to, head on. So this podcast is rated R if there's anything like that. Also, if you're still listening, I really want to appreciate you so far. In fact, I prepared my mind to not have any listeners for my first couple episodes. So this, if you listened, I really appreciate you. Now, I must also mention that somewhere in the middle of this podcast, I'm going to say a secret word or a magic word, and whoever, is the first person to contact me and say, yo, this is the word, I would be giving them a special gift. It could be money, it could be airtime, cupcakes, donuts, I don't know, whatever it is. Now, to start off the podcast, I put out a post on my WhatsApp and Twitter a couple of weeks ago. Told my friends or my followers to ask me just random questions, yeah? So I'll quickly do a Q&A before I get into the actual depth or topics of this first episode. Now, some people wanted to keep their identities anonymous while some others didn't care. So these questions are not my questions. They're from people that follow me on Twitter and my contacts on WhatsApp. I'm only going to do 3. Try answer these 3 questions, and then we will move straight into the topics. My first question here says, what's the weirdest way you met someone? And this question is from an anonymous person. The weirdest way I met someone, I'm not particularly proud of this, but when I was in Unilag, I didn't mention that I did go to Unilag, I studied economics. When I was in Unilag, one day I was going to school. I got into the shuttle bus. It was they were still parked beside that church at Yaba. This girl was sitting beside me. She looked very pretty. I was a very shy guy. Still am, working towards, the whole confidence thing, but I'm way better than I was. So this girl had a file in her hand. I was, I think, in my 3rd year or final year. And this girl, had a file like she was just coming into school. She had the brown paper back cover file with her name, her details on it. I should have spoken to her, right? I should have just said, hi, I think you're pretty, or, where are you headed, something like that. But I was too shy. So guess what I did? I looked at her file, I saw her number, her phone number, and I memorized it. I got down from the bus and punched that number into my phone, and I just saved it. At night, later that day, I texted her and I confessed as to how I got her number. And most girls would have turned me down or, blocked me or something. But guess what? She kept talking to me, and today we are very, very good friends. She's one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life, and that was a weird meeting. So my second question here is from my friend Eniola. She says, when will you marry? Wow, I am 20, just for the sake of this, I'm 20 something years old, yeah. So I don't think I'm ready for marriage yet. I mean, it'd be nice to meet someone and actually fall in love with that person, but at the moment, I don't think marriage is what's on my, bucket list or next on my priority. Need to get money, secure a future and everything, and then marriage can follow suit. Not that I'm saying I don't want to fall in love. That would be amazing, but, getting married, not so sure yet. Last question. This one says, why is your voice so yummy? From Anonymous as well. I don't know how to answer that one, but I mean, I thank God that I sound like this. I'd say I never always sounded like this. I made an actual conscious effort to improve the way I sound. And, at first my friends would laugh at me like, why are you trying to sound different? And first off, I don't even think I have like an accent. I just think I pronounce words properly. People always ask me, did you travel? This is just me talking, right? I didn't get this from traveling. I just listened and I talked the way I thought people should speak, and that's how I am like this. So if you think my voice is yummy, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So that's all for the Q&A sessions. It's time to move into the proper topics, yeah? So on my list today, I've got a few things I want to talk about. First off, there was this person that got scammed on Twitter last week, or probably last week now, and that's worth talking about. The handle is at Femi Factor. Apparently got scammed by somebody who goes by the handle OG Shows. My other topic is the Rema Dumebi video. Caused a lot of brouhaha on the TL. And then my last topic is, this isn't more of a topic. This is about the girl that's been missing, and people have been retweeting. I also got one more topic, but not speaking about that one now. But first, let me dive into the scammer person. Now, I don't know both of them properly, so I can't really speak about them personally because I only know them on the TL. Now, Femi Factor, I think I've been following for quite some time. Funny guy, I've seen some of his skits. He's been used as a meme very popularly. So, sure, he's a known person, got over 130,000 followers, I think. Yeah. He's somewhat of an influencer, right? So he came out and said, some babe asked him to send her money for something she needed. I think maybe she needed the money to do something real quick. He sent it. She denied getting the money. He got pissed because he was debited. She now asked him to send the money again. He thought that he was sketchy. So yeah, he thought that was a bit sketchy, and then he held on a bit. Now the girl probably got pissed or something, and then he decided to make, a few findings because this seemed a bit sketchy to the man. And he made his findings, and then he found out that this was not the first time she'd been running scams like this. Apparently, she had done stuff like this to a whole lot of people, and then they also came out with receipts, screenshots of DMs of her sending, "Oh, please, I need this money, send it to me, I'll send it back." Either she doesn't send it at all, or she denies getting your money, or, all of that. Now, I'm not going to go off his own side alone. I tried to reach OG Shows, but she didn't even respond to man's DMs. Femi Factor was actually supposed to be on this thing, but I guess man is busy. He actually acknowledged, my DMs, and then he was willing to share more information, but he's just a very busy guy, so I get that. And maybe sooner or later I catch up with him, and just to get more about what, this whole mess is. Now, just going off of what I saw on the TL, right? So many screenshots of DMs, of receipts, of OG Showers doing the same thing. Oh, by the way, OG Showers already changed her Twitter handle. She's now Oye__B, I think, something like that. Yeah, that already seems sketchy. If you didn't do it, you wouldn't change your handle. I mean, I get there'll be backlash and stuff, but for you to change your handle, for you to not deny the accusations, for you to not say anything, it kind of looks like she did it. It kind of actually looks like she did it. And yeah, the one that really shocks me, I saw a screenshot of a guy who claimed to be her friend for over 18 years. She apparently scammed him of 64,000 naira. That is a huge one. I mean, you can't just be swept under the carpet. So I don't know if she did it or not, because I'm not a judge. I'm not, the police. I've only done findings on Twitter, and based of what I saw, kind of looks like, she kind of looks like she did it. So OG Shouts or Oye__B, at least if you're gonna do it, there's no excuse. Don't do it. I mean, we all lash out at the guys that are doing internet fraud. This is social media fraud, B. Don't be doing stuff like that. And to Femi Factor, man, I feel bad for you. Some people are saying, oh, it's just 5,000. No, if I want to give you money, yeah, that's my personal decision to give you money. If I don't want to give you money, please give me back the money that's been borrowed. I hate to owe people money the same way I don't like to be owed. But, it's Nigeria, it's tough. Things happen. But, I mean, try and clear your name. It's the least you can do. A good name, they say, is it better than a fat bank account? Nah. I'd rather have a fat bank account, I think. I don't know. Now, moving on to my second topic, Rema's Dumebi video. Wow. This one was a big one because, the whole TL was turned upside down. People saying the video is trash. What was he doing? What were they thinking at Maven? Blah, 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 blah. Now, I want to talk about it, definitely. I want to share my thoughts. But I thought, would I be the best person to, fully analyze this? And I remember that, I've got some friends on the TL which are even friends in real life. I reached out to someone who you guys might know, so I'll just let him do his introduction by himself.
Hi guys, my name is XL Job. My handle on Twitter is Serious Bands or Serious Bands. So probably have seen, my handle causing trouble once in a while. I'm a music journalist and also a music consultant.
All right, thank you very much, boss, for coming on this pod. Now I just want to ask you a couple questions, yeah? My first one is, as a music person, what are your thoughts on Rema's Dumebi video?
For Rema, I would say that, and by the way, please pardon my voice. I have a cold and a catarrh, so my voice sounds this way. So, yeah, for Rema, I would say that the Dumebi video was actually dope. It was very, very, very dope. I feel like history is just repeating itself. So when Wizkid came out, there were conversations like this about how Wizkid was childish. There's some people that were like, yo, I can never listen to a Wizkid song. I can't fuck with his sound because, it's just it's for the kids. He's a childish guy. And he grew. And he grew, right? So Wizkid grew, and those people actually, at the end of the day, by the time the Starboy album came out, everybody was fucking with Wizkid. Everybody was on Wizkid sound. Everybody. That album still remains one of the best albums to come out from Nigeria. And that was his debut album. So I just see history repeating itself. These same conversations that are being held around Rema's Demivi video are the same type of conversations came out when Wizkid came out. The video is actually very dope. People that were expecting, I really don't know what people were expecting. Were you expecting big booty girls and stuff? The video showed teenagers having a good time playing, chilling. A teenage boy having a crush on a girl that is already dating another guy. These are like standard shit that happens to teenagers, right? So he really, really portrayed that message. And that's his audience, young people. Teens, 18, 19, early 20s, that's Rema's audience. So that was actually a very, very dope video.
All right, great. You guys have heard from a music journalist, music person. Me, I'm just Kolamide. What do I really know, Abby? And now I'm going to ask him again. What do you have to say about the backlash that the video is getting on the TL?
The backlash the video had, that threw me off because, there's constructive criticism and there's like just rubbish talk. And there was a lot of rubbish talk when the video came out. So at some point I understood that the backlash was because a lot of people are not used to, like I said, they're not used to this type of video. So they were like, wow, why is he doing this? We're expecting to see a pregnant woman, doing big high belly and stuff like that. That's not necessary. That's not necessary. The video was actually dope, and it's something that I'm very sure I can bet resonated with his target audience, which is young people. Anyway, I would say congrats to Rema, because once people start hating on you and talking bad about you on social media, you have blown. Facts. You've blown. You've blown. So yeah, because I'm very sure that the backlash made people who maybe were unaware of Rema to like, okay, what's this video everybody's complaining about? Let me go check it out. Maybe they checked it out. Probably they even liked it. Probably they even said, oh, let me go copy his EP stuff.
I think I've learned something. I think I've learned a few things here. Okay, I'll also say, would you say that Mavin is a good fit for Rema as an artist right now, as he is? Would you say Mavin is the best place for him to be?
I'm happy that Rema is in a place like Mavin's, because Mavin's is probably the only record label in Nigeria that has a proper structure, and the record label that understand that their artists, the kind of artists they have different audiences. You know what I'm saying? And they're not trying to like force them or change their sounds. They are trying to help them reach that their audience better. Someone like Ladipo is a rapper, but he has a pop sound at the same time. He can do rap, like hardcore rap. He can switch it up and get like a rap pop style, like what he just did with Jai. Jai is a beautiful song. Also has a beautiful video. Also not like, the normal mainstream videos you see. Very dope. So the same thing with Johnny Drill. They understand this thing. So I think that Rema being in Mavin is good for him. That's a place he can really grow in.
Now, away from all the Rema talk, let's get into the broader picture. Who is your new school artist of the moment? I mean, there's lots of them now, but who is your particular one? Who do you really like?
New school artists that, there are a lot of new school artists now. Who would I say I really like the most? This is a hard question. There's a lot, but I would go with Good Girl LA. She's an upcoming She's an upcoming singer, Afrofusion. She's an Afrofusion artist. Afrofusion, she can do anything. She can do anything. She's great. She's really great. She has, you can check out her songs, Far Away and Blessed Me. She has an EP coming out. There's a video for Bless Me, and I know that there's a video for Far Away on the way. She has shot the video already, and it's coming out soon. She has an EP on the way. So yeah, that's who my favorite new. But there are a lot, right? There are a lot. There's Fireboy DML. There's Joyce Olong. There's Candy. There's a lot.
All right, thanks a lot, boss. Thank you very much for coming on. Hope to have you again sometime.
So thank you for having me on podcast, Dwayne Kolamide. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
You guys follow Excel, Serious Bants on the TL. If you don't already follow him, search for him. If you already follow him, well, good for you. Thank you very much. Here's what I said. I even tweeted this. If you don't like the Do Maybe video, guess what? You're old. That's all that it means. Anyway, I've got two questions now for my first topic and my second one. Do you think it is wise to lend someone money off social media? I really wanted to speak to Femi Factor and ask if, he and the babe, they'd known each other offline, or he just, somebody I follow, somebody you follow. Sometimes you follow people so long, you feel like you are a part of their lives. Even though you've never met them in person, there's a number of people that I've never met in my life, but I feel like I know them. I feel like we connect. If they ask me for money, I don't know. I might just give them the money. Just to lend. If it's money I can do without, I'll surely give them. But if it's a lot of money, say for instance 64,000, which isn't that much, but it's still substantial, would I give somebody who I've never met in real life 64k just off social media? Would I? And secondly, do you think that Mavins rather, do you think Mavins is the best record label for Rema? That's another question I want you guys to answer. So you can put your comments down in the comment section. You can tweet at me at Kolamide on Twitter, at KOLAMIDE on Twitter. I don't really use Instagram as much, but on Twitter I'm always there. So you guys can tweet at me. You can do all of that stuff. Send me a DM. My DMs are always open. Here's what now. Remember when I said in the beginning of this thing that I would be saying a magic word? Yeah, to get airtime, gifts, or money or stuff. My magic word for this episode is fantastic. So if you've listened all the way to this point and you've heard me say fantastic, then you should head over to Twitter and shoot me a DM. Yeah, probably a DM. DM me saying, yo, I heard the word first. The word is fantastic. So you would claim the prize. So with that, I've come to the end of this podcast, but not really the end, because on every episode of the podcast I put out, I would be letting you guys into my music side. Yeah, I've been told several times that I've got a great taste in music, so I'll be sharing that with you. I'm going to put the links out in the comments or wherever you're listening from, whether it's on Anchor or Twitter or SoundCloud or whatever. My songs of the week or my songs of the episode are, number one, Asha, The Beginning. I heard this song and I thought it was amazing. Asha has been out of the game for a while. She came back still as strong, still as charismatic. Some people are saying, maybe she lost it. I call bullshit, I call bullshit. And I think that by the time that, her maybe EP or album or body of work comes out, we will be blown out. Asha is legendary. We are lucky to have her in Nigeria, to be honest. My second song of the week is by someone called Queen Herbie. It's Queen, but with a V, not a U. So QVEEN, then Herbie. The name of this song is called Sade in the 90s. It is fantastic. Shout out to Soul Digger on Twitter for putting me on to this song. I got all her EPs because this woman is, I don't know, she's got that blend of like Nicki Minaj and like a soul singer. So she's quite in the middle and she is amazing. Sade in the 90s is my favorite jam at the moment. I'm not even gonna lie. Now my last song for the episode is by my guy Tobinsko. It features John Network and it's called Oyo on Your Own. This song is very original. I know how long it took Toby to put this whole thing together, so you guys please show love and support to Tobinsko. Make sure you go and download the song. It is fantastic. Now, I want to thank everybody who's listened to this podcast up to this point. This was just basically an introductory episode, so more to come from me, the Kolamide podcast. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share with your friends, make sure they listen, because this is going to be the new wave. I really appreciate you guys. My name is Kolamide Dwayne. You can follow me on Twitter at Kolamide, Kolamide, and I'll be sure to follow you back. Thank you very much for listening to this pod. We shall be back again.